Hello artists! Welcome! In this video, I'll be demonstrating how I mix my skin tone color using the gouache paint. You can use any gouache paint that you have available. I currently have two gouache paints, which is a Montmartre gouache and then this Himi Miya. But today I'll be using the Himi Miya one since I kind of have a goal to finish or use all of the colors here since they are most likely to get dry faster than the Montmartre since it's most of the time exposed to the air whenever I paint. First, let me just refill the peach and white color since we badly need them today in this video. So let me just do that real quick. Now into the skin tone mixing, I'll be dividing them into three categories: the dark tones, mid tones, and the light tones. Now whenever I paint, I always try to mix the mid-tone colors first. It's like the base color, and that's gonna be like the guide color that we're gonna be using for mixing the skin tone. Start off with that, I just took a little amount of the peach color and then added a little amount of that golden yellow as well. Then I would usually try to just mix both of them until I get the right color that I want. I kind of added a little white on this since it's kind of strong. Now our gouache paint should become creamier like a melted ice cream. I added a little amount of water on the paint so that it will become much creamier. And this is how it looks like on the paper. So it's kind of yellowish, flesh kind of color if you notice. So this is gonna be the mid-tone or our base tone. And now for the second color, I'm grabbing this ochre color. And we're gonna be mixing another mid-tone color but darker than the other one that we just made. Then I'm just taking some of that color that we just mixed and then mix that with the ochre so that it would be much darker, of course. I added a teeny tiny bit of that burnt umber into this color to achieve the color that I'm looking for. Then I kind of decided to add another yellow ochre color so that the mid-tone that we're trying to achieve is kind of on a more yellowish tone since our base tone is kind of yellowish. And here's how it looks like on our paper. So as you can see, it's kind of brownish. So this will usually serve as like the shadows of our face most of the time. So it depends upon you how you use this color, but most of the time I do have this color on each of my portrait painting. Now for the next shade, we'll be mixing another mid-tone, and this is gonna be like more of a pinkish kind of color. So most often times, if you see on our skin, there are some parts of our skin that kinds of pinkish, and this is that color is for. So as of the moment, I'm just mixing that pink with the previous color that we just made, which was the base color. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of ochre color. So I'm just gonna be adding some kind of reddish kind of colors on this mixture until it looks like pinkish brownish kind of flesh kind of color that we're trying to achieve here. So this is most likely we're gonna be using this on the blush, on the lips of our painting, and then sometimes I do use this on the eyes or the nose. So this is that color is for. Then just adding here peach color again. So yeah, I'm just kind of eyeing this color. I don't really have like a formula, so I'm just adding the basic colors that I usually use on the skin tones. Here I added another peach color so that it would be much lighter. And then I added a teeny tiny bit of the orange color. So I'm quite satisfied with this mixture now. So let's go ahead and try that on the paper. Most of the times with these three mid-tone colors that I just put here, you can actually mix like another color using these three. And then let me just show you that. Using this three remaining color on my palette right here, I'm gonna try to mix colors that are also mid-tone colors but kind of lighter. Then I added medium yellow so that this color would look kind of yellowish. And here's how it looks like on the paper, and as you can see, it's kind of in between that brown color and the pink one. So now let's try to mix a color that is in between these two colors. Now I'm just adding in that peach color again so that it will look more like a skin tone, and then as well as lighter. And this is how it looks like on the paper, and as you can see, it's like an in-between color between those two mid-tone colors up there. Using these 5 colors, you can definitely mix more shades, so it really depends upon you how you will use these colors that we have here right now. On to the next shade. Now we're gonna be mixing a color. This one belongs in between the mid-tone and the light tones. So this is like the next shade lighter. Let's add peach again on that existing pink color that we just mixed. Let's add medium yellow so that it would look more yellowish. Then let's add white so that it would finally be more lighter than before. And this is how it looks like on the paper, just beside the base color that we just applied there. So this kind of color acts like as if a color that keeps the painting more blended, more in harmony. So that is that color. Let me proceed to the dark tones that I usually use on my paintings. So I'm just gonna mix a burnt umber and an ochre, and I'll put a little bit of white on this mixture so that it would look like a brownish, kind of like grayish brown, something like that. So most of the time, this is the color that I use for the darkest shade before the black color. Just in comparison, let's go back to the light tones. I'm just gonna mix this light peach color that we mixed earlier as our light tone. Then I'm just gonna add a little bit of white so that, of course, it is much lighter than it is. Now this one truly belongs under the light tones, so this will serve as like the highlights of our skin tone, like the lightest shade of our skin. But sometimes, if you can observe, the lightest shade of our skin is kind of on a yellowish side. So I'm gonna mix another light tone mixture, but on a much more yellowish side. Let's just place this color right here, and if you notice, they're almost on the same kind of light color, but the difference is the other one is kind of peachy, then the other one is more on yellow tone. Of course, for the lightest color of all, it's just the white paint. Sometimes I also try to mix like an in-between color of the light tones and the mid-tones for the blending of the skin. So I just use those two colors most of the time, and yeah, mix them together. And this is how it looks like when they're mixed together. So it's just like an in-between color between those two. So now for the darkest color of all, of course, it's just black. So let's just put that here on the dark tones. And that is it for our basic skin tone color mixing. And yeah, let me just show you how I will use all of these colors on a painting. So I'm gonna be painting a character from Squid Game. I know that you know her. Kang Sae Byeok is her name. And here's the final look of our painting of Kang Sae Byeok. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video, and see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye!